you're one with a lot of controversies, and we cannot have a conversation tonight without talking about those controversies. You work closely with later military dictator Sani Abatcha.
Right.
Let me start by asking you, do you have any regret working with him, looking back?
I have no regret. Once you join the military, you should be open-minded to work anywhere. You can be posted to North Pole, you may be posted to South Pole. You can be in the worst part of the world or worst part of the country. It is experience. I have had my personal destiny, and my personal destiny took me to where I served. All I want is wherever you send me to, I will serve, and you will see the distinct difference, and I will leave it there for younger generations to learn therefrom, and to enhance the professionalism and to enhance the status of the service I belong to. I have done so all my career, all my life. I never conversed to be posted to anywhere. They saw me, they saw what they saw in me, and posted me to all the places I went to, including the late head of state. And I gave my life, I gave sacrifices that are indelible today in the records of the military that are there for people to see.
We will come to that in a bit, because some people who perhaps do not like your face, because there are a lot of people who do not like your face. There are people who like your face. But then the question is,
yes,
we'll get to
in life.
Yeah.
If the whole world like your face, then it shows they are a compromised person. But if some like you and some do not like you, then you are floating right.
Absolutely.
So, it is
that's why
normal.
I said, yeah.
It is only normal that
some
like
people
you,
don't like your face.
some don't like you. That is a natural state.
Absolutely. So
right.
That's why we get into why some people don't like you, and perhaps you may have the opportunity to clarify and speak about those issues. One would describe, for those who were very close to you or who were near power at the time, could describe you as perhaps you look so much like a son to the former Sani Abatcha, the late Sani Abatcha, and you were very close to him. That in fact, when he was chief of army staff, you were the ADC, isn't it?
I wasn't his ADC.
You worked with him until he became the head of state.
No. I left at a certain interval. I went for courses.
Yeah.
Then I went on a certain major operation that has to do with the sustenance of Nigeria, and I was opportune to have been picked to be among. We lost lives, we lost people. God decided that some of us should be back alive, and we did. We went and exemplified what we did. We lost so many people, and we came back with documents assisting Nigeria till this very moment.
We'll get into some of those things that you've done, but let's talk about your closeness with General Sani Abatcha. Some people would describe him as perhaps a single dead man that still enriches the nation he left behind based on the monies that are, for example, recently about $23 million was linked to Abacha loot, and you are very close to him. Are you aware about some of this loot and why some of these monies were kept outside of the country?
All right. This is a sensitive question, and all I want is for you to allow me answer you.
Absolutely.
Directly.
Go ahead, please.
First of all, if you know my background, money is totally secondary, and you may be shocked at the type of person I am. If I wanted to become a rich person, there were countries that were ready to make me a very rich person, and that would have compromised my professionalism, my commitment to be who I am and who I was when I was in service. So money is secondary. I didn't join the army because of money. I'm not in politics because of money. This country requires selfless services for Nigeria to come out of where we are. And I wish and pray that we can all appreciate, written or in mental sense, the difficulties ahead of this country from the findings we have. That aside, the issue of money, ask anybody, ask the military, ask those in civil, anybody will tell you that money was secondary. I have nothing to do with money. But there was a time I gave an interview about General Abatcha when sanctions were enforced on Nigeria. Stakeholders of this country were called, agreements were reached, money were given to their accounts. But my greatest surprise today is that the media has not asked any of such big personalities to say money was given to you on an agreement. What happened to it after he died? None of you has gone to do investigative journalism. I was in prison. So many propaganda, so much messages, including those upon whom the money was given to in trust for Nigerians. But today, trinkle of it have been returned. And the question one may ask, was Abacha ever in those countries where the money was taken to? Did Abacha sign any of such account? Did they have his thumbprint? Is there a day that he deposited 10 naira? There are numerous questions that every simple bank, talk less of the bigger banks, should have as a data for the person that deposited the money. So my challenge is, where is one single paper to show that he has his account? I'm not sitting in for him, he's dead. But then the length of the propaganda from the policies he took, nothing more. I know he offended people by taking positive policies to sustain Nigeria. Many people are afraid to speak the truth. On my way here even, I just saw an interview by one of his ministers who were the closest to him, giving him advices. But I saw in an interview lately, disowning the same man. Remember, we will all die. We will all go back to God Almighty. We will answer. If General Abacha were to be alive, most of the statements and the propaganda you say were not to be. But because he's dead. But that's another thing. That's not what brought me here. What is of concern is Nigeria's future, Nigeria's sustainability, Nigeria's progress, and then for us to invest in getting our democracy deeply entrenched for our future to be prosperous for the younger ones. That's my major concern now.
So